We're at a Cafe Amazon near Bangkok University, where we're going to see my son in a little while. Very hot out today, but it is supposedly there's supposed to be some rain coming in. Just yesterday it was like, oh, sunny all week. Now today it's rainy all week and for half of next week. I wasn't going to stream today, but then we figured we were going to come out, so I thought, why not? Let's be somewhere different. Cafe Amazon. There's a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line of 5 people already. Hey Dale, what's happening? How you doing? So today we're just going to talk a little bit about what it's like to live here after 30 years. Which, to me, it's a boring place most of the time. I got to look for things to do. It's not like I can just fly in and go, wow, I can't believe I'm here. I want to go see the market. I want to go see this. I want to go see that. That's not how it is now. And on the way over here, I was looking at all the cars going by, and I thought, what is different about Bangkok? And granted, you got some of the ancient ways and all that stuff, fine, And we passed through one neighborhood. Everything is brand new. It's really clean. You wouldn't know it's Bangkok. And then you go through, and then you see, like a motorbike with 3 wheels, and they're carrying bottles, and you've got people selling food on the side of the road. And to me, that's kind of what is different about Bangkok, at least. Not necessarily out in the villages or anything like that, but in Bangkok, you have a lot more food available. You have a lot more things to do where you can just walk. I mean, depending on where you live. And that's the thing that my wife and I were talking about as far as moving. Because the one place we really like, which I'm going to put up in the members video, the one place we really like, it's a little bit of a hassle to get out of there. You're going to have to get a grab, or you're going to have to we're going to have to get a motorbike or a car or both, just to be able to get out to the main road, and then from there you got to take a motorbike, or from the house you got to take a motorbike to go to the city link, and then from the city link you can go into town. You can connect up with the yellow line or the Secundit line or something like that. So it's kind of a little bit inconvenient. And then she went to a place yesterday where the city link is 20 baht away. That's it. You get a motorbike, 20 baht. Takes nothing to get there. And so that makes it very convenient. But the house is maybe not quite as nice as the other one. It's a duplex, not a full house. So, these are the kind of things I got to think of it. But it is in a much better neighborhood as far as you can walk, you can go and buy some food, you can go to 7-Eleven, you can whatever. You can do that all within walking distance. I mean, it'll take you 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes to get there. Whereas the other place, it takes quite a long time. So that's something that we're thinking about. We got a lot of shit on our plate right now, a lot more than usual. My wife's always working, and then now we got the house, and we got Alex and Nicholas, and we're trying to do some things with them, and so we're very busy. But when we're coming over here, I'm thinking to myself, oh wow, there's a big house over there. You can get that house for the same price as what we're buying out. Then I looked around and I went, there's nothing out here. There's nothing. So I was like, well, what's the point I guess it's good, but so part of me likes that because there's nobody to bother you. But then again, if something happens, you got to go to the hospital. It's a haul to get to the hospital. You want to go anywhere like a mall or something like, it's a bit of a haul. So, you'd have to plan out your trips a little bit better, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it gives cause to ponder exactly what I want to do. So, that's another thing. And then I just think about, all the time that I've been here and how I've changed and how I am now compared to how I am before. And now I'm a lot more mellow and I just don't really, I don't have to do a lot of things. I don't have to go a lot of places. I'm not going out at night. When I first came here, I was going out every single day, every single night. I was barely in my apartment. Every night I was out. Every morning I'd wake up, go have breakfast. Maybe I'd come home for a little bit. Maybe I'd go, hit a bar or go hit something. And then at night, definitely I would go out and I'd go bar hop. I'd just go, restaurant hopping places. I'd go to different places. And then, I kind of morphed into, I'm not going to go out as much. I'm not going to do as many things like that because, you kind of get burnt out on it. And I had been to Pattaya many times. I'd gone there, done my thing, and and then I just, once I got married and everything, I was like, all right, now, I got to kind of settle down a little bit. But I still was going out doing photography, working in boxing. I was doing all kinds of things like that, where I was busy. I had plenty to do, and now here I am. After all this time, I've been married for 25, 26 years. Been here almost 30 years now. And I just think about it. That's the thing. It's for some reason lately I've been thinking a lot about where has life taken me and has it gone the way I wanted? Definitely not gone the way that I expected it to go. Because I just figured I'd be back home in a year. And then after a year, I was like, just stay here for a little bit longer. So that was something else. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Sawatdee Tom Chow. Sawatdee Sabaydi my cop. Everybody good? My wife is with me here. She had some work to do. She's on the phone. She's connected to her internet. And she's sitting somewhere else. And I said, I got to go to the bathroom. And I said, no, I'll be inside. And then I thought, I got to go to the bathroom. So I went over to the bathroom. I had her bag on my shoulder. And for some reason, I think her phone was in the bag, connected to the internet, so it disconnected her from a business call. I got back and she goes, you took my bag and it disconnected me from, the call. And I was like, son, what the fuck? We're at this hospital. It's down the street from the university. But it's very busy. Very busy here. So, a lot of my friends that I had from the beginning don't know where they are. They're not really friends, what I would call long-term friends. And I just think about where am I now? And then I'm thinking, okay, if we buy a house, that might be the last house we ever own. The first and the last house we own. I don't know, but it might be. It might be one of two, who knows? We may get another one, I don't know. We may get a condo for the kids or something. I don't know what we're gonna do. Let them make the payments, then it's their condo or something. I don't know. But I just think about how things have transgressed over 30 years. And when I think about it, I think, how many people here, and I know there are some, and there's some that have been here 50 years, but how many people here have been here this long and who have gone through, when I got here, I was 32. Now I'm 62. I'm 62, almost 62. So yeah. how many people have been here that long and have gone through changes like being a party animal, which I was, going out just grabbing any girl that I thought looked good, having fun, not getting serious with anybody, to mellowing out a little bit, traveling around a little bit more, to working here full time in jobs. I did that for about 20 years. Good morning, Andy. How you doing? Where are you? What's happening? Do me a favor before we get started. If you like this stream, please click thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Look down in the description. Check it all out. You're back home. Oh, okay. Well, that probably feels pretty good. It's always good to get back home. So where was I? Yeah, I think about how, listen, I've been in the hospital a couple of times. I had my little run-ins with police. This is a long time ago. And everybody has a story. But I just think about those things, and then I think about where I am now. And I think, where would I rather be? Well, listen, it's great when you have the freedom to run around and do whatever you want. Because I still remember coming to Thailand with, my bank account I had a fair bit of money in it. I had money in my pocket, and I had nothing and no responsibilities. I had no responsibilities. The only responsibility I had was to feed myself and to stay housed. That was really about it. And when you think about that, then you go, wow, man, the world is your oyster. You're not, I got to know myself without work. I wasn't working. So I'm like, hey, I don't have to worry about that in my life. Didn't have to worry about work. Didn't have to worry about getting up. And let me tell you something, even that was a chore, because in the beginning, I had Thai lessons, 20 Thai lessons. I told this many times. I had Thai lessons, and I was supposed to go at 9, 10 o'clock. And every night I would go out. I would party. I'd party hard. And I'd get home, it's 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'd have a chick with me. And I got to go to school in like 4 hours, 5 hours. And sometimes I didn't want to go, or I just didn't wake up in time. And I'm like, that was my only responsibility. I couldn't even do that. I didn't even finish the course. I only did 10 hours instead of 20. So, that's where I was. Now I'm back to where I don't have that many responsibilities, but I got a family. I got my familiar responsibilities. I have a few other responsibilities that I didn't have back then. It's just life, and that's why I say, and this is when I started, it was the life and times of an American in Bangkok. And it still is. It's just life, And some people are like, oh man, you're the original, you did this, you did that, you were there back in the... I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, it could be somebody else. There's plenty of people that have been here for 30, 40, 50 years. There's 80-year-old men here. They've been here for 40 years. I used to know some of them. So it's all relative. There's a lot of people walking around here. Now the place is starting to empty out, but there's a lot of people walking around. They're holding the hands of their parents, or they're wheeling them around, So anyway, things change. That's the point, I guess. Andy, do you have anything planned for the near future? I was gonna go to Da Nang in October. I'm not sure if I'll still go, just because I had something come up. Really, I just started thinking about it yesterday, thanks to two quarters Korean, and I started thinking about it a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go or not, but yeah, I don't care about that. I don't give a shit. She's still a Shinawatra. It doesn't matter. I just want a good prime minister. That's all I want. And I didn't vote for her, and a lot of people didn't vote for her, or anybody. They didn't vote for anybody else that was in power. So to me, it doesn't matter I really don't care what she looks like, honestly. All I care, does she do a good job? And you know, a couple of weeks ago, her father was saying she's not ready for the job. Well, now I guess she's ready. He must have had a talk with her. You can do it. I don't know. But it doesn't matter to me. You know, it remains to be seen what she will do and what kind of leader she'll be. Which, you know, it just doesn't really matter to me that much, honestly. You know how many people, how many prime ministers I've gone through? I think she's the 12th prime minister since I moved here. Like the 12th prime minister. I think that's what she is. I could have sworn just a couple weeks ago there was 11 prime ministers since I moved here. Well, now make it 12. So, you know, I've seen them come and go. I can say that. I've seen them come and go. I've seen the governments change. I've seen, you know, they're under military rule. I've seen all kinds of things here. And, you know, most of it doesn't really matter. The people are generally really cool most of the time. Well, you know, yeah, again, but that doesn't have anything to do with me. I mean, you know, there are corrupt people all over, and there are people that shouldn't be kicked out. There are people that should be kicked out. It just doesn't matter. That's not really important. Like I said, if it really came down to it, and I had to leave here, then I would leave. But I don't have to, you know. I mean, if things were really that much better in the U.S., Portugal, Ecuador, or somewhere else, I would probably move. We would move. But I just don't see that happening at this point, full time. You know, and the main reason that Bo wants to get a house, because to me it doesn't really matter. Really, the reason is that she wants to be able to pass that on to the kids. And she's worried, you know, she might not get a loan if she's too old and all this other kind of stuff, because she's getting up there in age. What areas of Bangkok have houses you like? Oh God, we've been to so many places. I mean, we've been on Wat Prao. We've been on Ramkhamhaeng, Upper Ramkhamhaeng, high numbers in Ramkhamhaeng. We've been on Nut, Suvarnabhumi. We've been to, this is Cafe Amazon near Bangkok University. We've been to, where was the place that she went yesterday? Ram Intra. So we've been all over. I mean, you know, listen, there's part of me that says, I don't want to live in Bangkok. But you know, the truth is, I just want some semblance of privacy, where nobody is messing with us. Nobody's gonna park their car in front of my house and let it sit there so I can't open the gate. Nobody's gonna do that. I don't want that. And, you know, while I don't mind, hey, you know, taking 10, 15 minutes to get out to a main road or to somewhere where I can move on, like, you know, the City Link, and then I can connect with another line. I can, if I want, I can still work out. It takes 20 minutes to get to the City Link, boom, I go to the yellow line. I'm at the mall, I'm at Happy Land, I go into the gym, I train for a little while. I go to the mall, I have a coffee, I get some groceries or whatever. I get back on them. I don't have to get groceries there. That's something else. There are plenty of places. They're all gated communities. I'm not moving to a place that's not gated. Although we did look at a place in our village, but it's a 30-year-old house. And so we figure if, you know, we live here for 30 years, maybe not me, maybe I'll live here for 20 if I'm lucky, but then it's going to be 50, 60 years old by the time the kids get a hold of it. And it's kind of like, all right, so maybe they just rent it out. I don't know. You know, we paid off and they rent it out. I don't know. And, you know, it is not a gated community. It is in a pretty good location in the village, though. And I don't think anybody would be parking in front of it. But, you know, that's not a deal breaker. Where the exact location is, is anybody going to park there? I don't want nobody parking in front of my house, but in a gated community, that's not going to happen. And nobody's going to get in and just go, oh, this is where I'm just going to go and check out Scott, yeah. Which has happened to me a couple times before. It's happened to me and surprised me, and it surprised me in a way where I didn't like it. Because I don't want people sneaking up on me. Because you never know who's going to do something. You don't know what people are like. You don't know what their plans are, what they're going to do to you. You don't know. So I don't want anybody sneaking in. Oh, let me check out where you live, dude. No, thank you. You know, and it used to be, I mean, listen, if I really wanted to get together and have, you know, a meetup somewhere, we probably could. I mean, we've had one before. We had one in Pattaya before. I think there was 10 people there. It was people that I knew. And I didn't put the word out. I didn't do anything. It just happened that like 10 people met up. So if I really wanted a meetup, I could probably have one. Maybe in Pattaya, maybe be better in Pattaya. I don't know. But I could do it. But you know, in the past, people used to say, oh, can I meet you? Can I go and meet you? Now I'm like, you know what? I don't want to meet anybody. It's no offense. I don't mean it in a negative way. But, you know, like, I got things to do. I'm busy, believe it or not. I have a lot of things to do. My schedule is full. And when I don't have something to do, I don't want to do anything. I want to lay around. You know, I want to cook my food, whatever I want to do. And so, you know, very seldom will I meet up with people now, just because there's no real reason. I mean, you know, if you think about it, what do I have to gain? I mean, yeah, okay, maybe I'll make friends with this guy. Okay, maybe he's a great guy. All right, I understand that. Other than that, though, what am I going to get? Am I going to get a whole lot of knowledge? Most likely, no. I'm not. And you know, the biggest thing that in the time here that I've gained is the ability to just take care of myself here. When I first got here, you know, it was rough taking care of myself here. Every time you want to go somewhere, every time you want to buy something, you don't know where to get it, you don't know how to get it, you're not sure about it. So you're like, what am I supposed to do? But now, it doesn't matter. You know, my wife came here. Now, she could have very well went inside and charged her computer up, but there's not that much room here, so she went to go over to Starbucks next door. I said, fine, I'll meet up with you, you know, in a few minutes. I'll meet up with you when I'm done. No problem. She takes care of herself. She can take care of herself. I can take care of myself. If for some reason she needs help, she comes to me. If I need help, I go to her. That's how it should be. You know, Chucky, our friend Chucky, who I spoke with the other day, a couple of times. I called him and then I spoke to him by text. He said to me once that you don't find somebody, you don't want to get somebody who needs you for money because you don't, it's like adopting an orphan. They're reliant on you. Baby, I don't have any money. Can you give me some money? No, I don't feel like it. Yeah, but then I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't, you know. So, in effect, if you're if you want to get some, let's say, sorry, she doesn't have to be a bar girl, it can be any girl, but let's say that she works in a bar. Now, if she wants to make her own money, she keeps working in the bar. It's very simple. But you make her an offer she can't refuse. You tell, I'll give you $100,000 a month, which is ridiculous. Maybe she's making 50. Then you are stuck. You have to give her $100,000 as long as you want that girl. What is that? I think about it. Now you're on the hook for $3,000 a month. Every month, day in, day out. Maybe you set it up, automatic transfers. Okay, I understand that. But still, you're on the hook. And let me tell you, you know, you're not going to find many nowadays that they go, oh, I'll take 5,000. No, if that's the kind of relationship you have. Now, I know some people who have relationships with women, and the woman works, she makes a little bit of money, and he provides a little bit of money, 10, 15,000. And okay, I understand that. But I would say at this juncture in my life, I wouldn't do that. I would not recommend that. I would say find a girl that works. She has her own things to do. She has her own hobbies. She has a job. Maybe she has a car. She's got her act together. And then you're not like spending every single second together. And if you want to go somewhere, oh baby, can you go with me? Because I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Will you show me everything I need to learn? And that's what some guys do. They're older and they want somebody to be there with them all the time. And I don't really understand that. That's why you learn to speak the language, like I always say. That's why you make sure that you know the culture, the country, fairly well. You don't have to know everything about it. I don't know everything about it. And then you don't need her. You want her. Big difference. You know, there's a big difference between wanting a girl and needing the girl. And her needing you. If she needs you, ugh, God forbid. I mean, sometimes my wife will say to me, can you tell me how to spell this? And you know, after a while, it'll be like, I'm like the spelling guy. I gotta tell her everything how to spell it, you know. She wants to make sure. And finally, you know, I was like, Alex, you're down here. Take care of it. Help her. I want to be the one helping her all the time. Can you look at, sometimes she'll say, can you look at this letter and make sure everything is right? Now, I don't mind doing that because she doesn't do that but once every couple of months. You know. And, you know, she does come to me and say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? You know, especially like with the houses, she'll be like, I don't know, what do you think about this? She'll have her concerns. I have my own concerns. And we bounce them off each other. And that's just, you know, that's just the way it is, and that's fine with me. But if I had some girl who she really didn't know anything about how to do something, she didn't know anything other than, I cook for you, I clean for you, I take care, you know, everything. She's like a maid that maybe has sex with you. That's really all she is. So, you know, do you really want that? In the beginning, I didn't care. When I was younger, I didn't care. I wasn't looking for a real relationship. And, you know, listen, the girl wants 10,000, 15,000. Back then, that's kind of what it was. For some of them. You know, it'd be like, yeah, okay, no problem. And, you know, you have your guidelines. You can do this, you can do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Don't let me find out about this. Now, it's not like that at all. I mean, you know, I've talked about how for the first about 7, maybe 8, I think 7 years, I told my wife, don't work. stay home. I'll give you spending money. I will give you money to pay the bills. And you know, you take care of the kids, raise the kids, make sure the kids are okay. And she liked it. But then, you know, it worked out to where the kids were getting bigger, and she was like, listen, you know, I need to work. I'm educated. I want to put myself to work. I want to see what I can do. And, you know, at the time I thought, you know what, that's not a bad idea. I don't see why it's a bad idea. Some guys want to control their women, want to tell them exactly what to do. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's not how I operate. That's not how a lot of people operate. But I've heard Thai guys go, no, 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 no. You tell your wife where she can go, where she can't go. No, I trust my wife. You know, if my wife wants to go somewhere and I find out about it and it's not a place she's supposed to go, then I gotta question it. You know, but I don't think that happens. And, you know, most of the time she's working. She's thinking about work and the kids. That's her motivation, the work and the kids. Then me. It's not always me first. If the kids aren't there, it's me first. But, you know, she's, oh, did you eat? Have you eaten yet? Let me cook you something. She's like a Mama Leone. You know, but she's Thai. I don't know what you call it. Mama Noke. And I was telling her today, I said, you know, it's a good thing, but, you know, now I think what you need to do is, like, when you're cooking up an omelet, you need to make sure they come over and they start cooking for themselves, the boys. You show them a little bit. Hey, try to do this, try to do that. Let me see you do this. And before you know it, they get it themselves. Then they're self-sufficient, fully self-sufficient. They don't like to cook. Neither one of them really likes to cook. Which I mean, I understand because they're young. But I think they should know how to, I think that's something that most guys should learn how to do when they're young so that they can do it for themselves, because the bottom line is you got to know how to do your laundry, clean your underwear. You need to know how to clean your house up a little bit. You need to know how to make your food. And then you're fine. You don't need a woman. If she does it for you, great. If she doesn't do it for you, you can do it yourself. You don't need her. Exactly. My kids know how to make toast. You know, they might know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Nicholas cooks up a pretty good omelet. Alex, he's okay. His omelets don't look great, but they're fine. You know. Oh yeah, spaghetti. They know how to make spaghetti. You'll get nothing and you'll like it. The wanting is sometimes more pleasing than the having. Well, that's definitely true. What coffee shop review is this? It's not. It's not a coffee shop review. This is Cafe Amazon, one of the most basic coffee shops in all of Thailand, and I've already done a review on it long ago, and I'm not going out with purpose to review coffee shops right now. I got too many things to do and think about. Yeah, they should learn how to cook some. They should learn how to cook some. I mean, they know how to use the air fryer. They know how to use the microwave. But they need how to, you know, and they could, if they really needed to cook, they probably could cook. They might burn a thing or two. I don't know. But, you know. Eventually, what'll happen, and I told him this, when you're first a father and they are babies, it's like a lion with little cubs. You are the big dog. You're the big lion, and they are just little cubs. They're pretty much helpers. As they start growing and getting bigger, you're still the big lion. You're still the big dog in the house. And then eventually they get to a point where they kind of want to test you. And that's happened a couple times, and I nixed that pretty quick because I just say it's my house, and that's it. It's my house. I pay for it. My rules. If you don't like it, you don't have to live here. That's what my father told me. Now, would I let them go out and live on their own? No, I wouldn't. I would have to have a serious discussion with them. But that's the way it goes. What is this? What are you talking about here? I just tuned in. What is the name of the coffee shop? How many times I got to say it? Cafe Amazon. And what did you eat off the... Nothing. I got a coffee. Cappuccino. Which is... It's okay at best. Cafe Amazon is a place you go. It's okay. It's not great. Their coffee is not great. The best thing at Cafe Amazon that I have found in my years of coming here is the strawberry cheesecake frappe. Very, very good. And I don't get it much because it's all sugar. So that's why I got a cappuccino, and it's okay. So there's your review. This place is But I do like the surroundings. I like this place. What sort of bot are the houses? Like the one in our village is like 2.89 million, which is it's pretty cheap. But all the other ones in the gated community, we found one that was 4.49 million, and that was 3-bedroom, and it was too small. I didn't like it. Most of them are between 5.99 and about 6.59. So 5-6 million baht. And some of them, I mean, we found one, it's 7 million baht, but then they discounted it 1,100,000. So 5.9. And they give you all kinds of stuff. I mean, you get like 100,000 baht of gold, which, okay, that's something, but like big deal. I'd rather have the money off. Take the money off. Don't give me the gold. I told Bo, I said, listen, you get it in ingots if they'll give it to you, or you just turn it over into ingots. Whatever you get, and that's your money. You don't have it in jewelry. You get it in ingots. To me, that's the way you do it. Anytime you get gold, like for me, I mean, yeah, okay, it's nice to have a gold chain or whatever, a little bracelet. Oh, yeah, it's nice. Nowadays, I don't really want to wear jewelry. So for me, and I had 7 million, 7 baht. 7 baht of gold, which is about 106 ounces, I think. I think it's 106 ounces of gold. No. Was that right? No. Well, you see, the thing is they everything is in baht here. It's 28 grams, about 28 grams for an ounce, and you get 15.2 baht for 1 baht of gold, and that right now is about 40,700. So you would get about 2.4 baht of gold, which is 30 ounces and 6, about 36 ounces of gold. Which, quite frankly, I don't care about the gold. I know if it's in ingots, we put it into ingots, You put it into a safety deposit box or put it in a safe or something in the house or something. That way we'll always have some money. We know, oh, we have that money sitting there, and it's not, you know, you put it in there with cash, you can do whatever you want. But then that's not even money in the bank. That's money in your house that if you need it for some reason, you have it. You know, I mean, I don't know, maybe you use it for a wedding, maybe, who knows? I don't know, I'm just thinking. But that doesn't mean much to me. One of the places gives a voucher, but they have 2 vouchers of $50,000 each. You can go in a central department store and buy all kinds of stuff. You can do that, which is kind of nice, but again, just give me the money off. So you take off 100,000 for the gold. Don't give me the 100,000 of gold. Just take off 100,000 baht. That'd be fine with me, but they don't work that way. And that, you know, they add all these things. You know, it's like, oh, you get, one place gives you 3 air conditioners, 4 air conditioners. Another place gives you 5 air conditioners. Another place has 5 kitchens, 5 bathrooms, I'm sorry. They give you 5 bathrooms. 5 bathrooms? Like, to me, I'm like, listen, if it's not a mansion, what do you need 5 bathrooms for? But everybody has their own bathroom in their own room, which is kind of nice. So, you know, we can't complain too much. There we go, it's all gone. So, you know, it's interesting to look at some of them. And I've seen some places, they're 30 million baht, 40 million baht. And then I think about it and I go, listen, 30 million baht. You're talking about 150,000 baht a month for the rent, for the mortgage. That's a lot of money. To me, it's a lot. You're paying more than $4,000 a month for your mortgage. That's a nut to come up with. If you don't come up with that nut, they take they take your money away. You know, they take your house away. So, you want something that you know you can afford even in a pinch. So that's why we're sticking to, you know, 6-7 million, you know, something like that, because I think we can afford that. You know, I mean, nice house, nice neighborhood, gated community, security, alarm, all that kind of stuff, you know, which is nice. But all these are little add-ons that they can make money on. They all have the clubhouse with a pool. I'd be like, listen, you got a pool? Great. I don't need you to have a gym. I don't need you to have a pool, really. I don't need all this stuff. Now, it's nice they got a pool because I can go swimming. I can get some exercise out of it. It's nice they have a gym, but their gyms are always subpar. That's what I'll say. Their gyms are never the same as going to the gym. I went to one place, they had a yoga room. It's just a room with some yoga mats and a ball. I'm like, okay, I could do yoga in here, but come on. You know, really, do I really need that? No, I don't need it. Actually, 7 million baht is about $245,000. Well, yeah, exactly, which is why I want to go to the same place I've been going. I don't want to give up my membership because I only go like 3 times a week now. Now, I could go more. I could work it out to where I could go more, and I probably wouldn't have to pay that much. I could go on the Grab and get the Grab special where you pay every month, and you know you get a better price and all that. And I could, you know, I could do that kind of stuff. I could load up my cards so I don't have to pay for a long time on my, you know, for BTS or MRT. You know, I could put 3,000, 5,000 baht on there. That'll last me for months, 6 months. You know. So there's a lot I can do. And when you're moving, I mean, man, there's a lot of things to think about. You know, what happens if the pipes break? What happens if the electrical system fries? Now, if you're in a house, you're buying it as is. Maybe you're lucky, you get a 1 year like guarantee that it's going to be okay. But, you know, that's why if you buy these places, they're in a gated community. There's a lot of gated communities. And, you know, there's like 12, 15-foot fence all the way around it. So the chance of people coming in, do you really need the alarm system? Probably not. But they give it to you for free. And the security is free. Now, my wife told me one thing. Well, they are, actually. They do inspect the buildings, but of course you can pay them. She did tell me, she said in the one place we looked, which is very nice, they give you these plastic cubes, and you put garbage in the cubes. And then when they're full, you have to take them to the front. No. 34 into 200,000 is, that's not even 6 million. Unless I'm missing something. Just looked at an American couple on YouTube, bought a house in Hua Hin, 3-bedroom pool, 100,000 US. Yeah, that's right. That's about right. Personally, I'd rather live in Bangkok than Hua Hin. Although Hua Hin has, you know, there's some beaches around it. If you divide 34 baht into 2 million or 200,000, that is not 7 million. Unless I'm just totally missing something, which I could be, honestly. But I don't think I am. I'm going to stick with what I'm thinking. Yeah, 5.8 million. No, Aiden, I don't need to use, you need to use a calculator, buddy, because what he wrote is correct. He wrote 5.8 million. In my head, if you look at 6 times 30, that's 180. That's 1.8. Yeah, exactly. That's not 7 million. Now, if you look at 34 times 6, that's 204,000. Listen, math is something I know, and although I am starting to lose it when it comes to my math skills, I notice it. I used to be able to add, subtract, do multiplication, division in my head, just boom, boom, boom. Now, it's a bit different. I'm not as sharp. But I can tell you that if you look at 33 times 6, that's 198. You don't multiply it times that. That's the whole thing. You divide the baht by you divide the US dollar by the baht. Or am I wrong? Honestly, I don't know, man. I'd have to, because I'm not all there right now. No, but divide 200,000 by 34. Let me ask you this. What is 34 times 6? 204. Now that I'm correct on. I can tell you that. I guess, if you're bringing 200,000 into the country, you have to multiply that. Yeah. I mean, it sounds right. With the way you're telling me now, it sounds right. But I'm thinking, wait a minute. If I got 100,000, if I had $1,000, how much would you have? How much would you have? If you had $1,000 and then what are you gonna say? You got 34,000, whatever. So yeah, you're right. All right, so I'm wrong. What can I say? My math skills have deteriorated beyond belief. Anyway, so, you know, whatever. You're right, I'm wrong. Yeah, you have to multiply it. Now that I think about it, you gotta multiply. Oh, God. I would have never screwed that up in the past, honestly. And it was funny because yesterday, I was on the motorbike. I had 100 baht. I swear to you, this happened. And this never happens to me. I had 100 baht. I wanted to take a motorbike. Alex was going to take a motorbike. We were going over to have dinner with Bo in the mall Bangkok. I gave 100 baht. No, I gave 20 baht that I had in coins to the one guy. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you for being understanding. That's $3.85 or about, I don't know, 120 baht. Thank you very much. Choke D to you. So I gave him 20 baht. I had 100 baht. So I gave the 100 baht to the girl and she goes, I don't have any change. I said, okay. She gave the 100 baht to the guy. The guy gives me 80 baht. And I go, okay, let's go. And she goes, no, but you didn't pay me. I look at him and I go, and then he goes, oh. And he gives me the other 20. And I give her the 20. And he keeps the 100. And I was like, what am I, like, I'm not concentrating, you know? I got too many things on my mind right now. Or maybe my brain is deteriorating quickly. I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much towards my coffee kitty. Oh, I get to like this. And I get to... So, Aiden is the only one who can do math here. Everybody else on this... God damn it. Everybody else on this channel can't do math. Dale, you're out 5.8 million. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I have to sit down with a calculator. I'm just so off right now. Oh God. I prefer Cha'am Beach to Hua Hin. I prefer the city of Prachuap. Yeah, close but no cigar. You know, whatever. You know what's funny is I never needed a calculator. I'd go a place, I would figure out the cost of something before someone can figure it out on their calculator. Now I'm like, it's like my brain is short-circuited now. My God. Anyway, whatever. It'll cost you an arm and a leg. So, what do we say? 7 million baht. If it's 7 million baht, which is not 7 million, it's about 6.59. So let's say 6.6. So multiply 6.6 times 34, whatever it is, 34 and some change. I thought before this stream it was 34.53. I don't know what it is right now. So there you have it. But you know, that is the 6.59 is a house. That is a full-on house. It's not a duplex. It's not a condo. It's not a townhouse. It's a house. You know, it's pretty nice. I like it. And I didn't go look at the place yesterday with my wife, but she says it's comparable. I think it only has 4 bathrooms instead of 5, but you know what? That's okay. Somebody in a bedroom might have to walk out into the hallway to go to the bathroom, and that's okay with me. I like to go to Koh Samet, Koh Chang, Koh Mat, Koh Koot, all in one trip in Bangkok. How many days should I plan? No, a week to go all those places is not enough. That's just nowhere near. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 places. CASHAPP, I mean, it takes a half a day to get there. I mean, by the time you get in, you're settled. You're talking about a half a day. Then what are you gonna do? Spend one night? No, you gotta spend like at least 2 nights and leave the next day. So that's 4 days. 4 days. Then you're gonna go to Koh Chang. Okay, that's nearby. You can go there. That's another half a day. So that would be one. Then you can go there for 2 nights. So that'd be 3 days. So that's 7. Koh Mat, Koh Kut, and maybe you can go for 4. I would say you probably need about 12 days. I mean, I hate having to go one place and then you check in, and then just as soon as you check in, you're like, you barely unpack, and then you're like, oh, I gotta go. I think you need at least 12 days. For me, I would say I need like 2 weeks. It would be me, because I don't like rushing around. And you know who likes to do that? Is my buddy Chuck. He loves to go to a place for 2-3 days, maybe 4 days. And we went to Bangladesh together, and I told him, Chuck, I am not going there for 3 nights. There's no way. Yeah, well, that's what I said. I mean, I've stayed in both of them. I stayed in Koh Chang many times. If you go to Koh Chang, you're gonna get there. The first day, it's like you're basically just settling in, and then you're gonna need another 2 days. So at least 3 days. I mean, that's not really many. Koh Mak, you don't need a whole lot of time. If you got to Koh Mak in the morning, you could leave, see, if you spent 1 night, that means you're gonna leave, maybe you left in the afternoon, but still, it's kind of like, not enough. Need a little more time, I mean, personally, I've been to Bangkok. I've been to Bangkok for 5 days. I mean, I did it because I had a ticket that was like $50, a courier flight. That was a long time ago, but it was $50. It was dirt cheap, and I was okay with that. But most of the other ones were at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, and those tickets back then, they were $400, $500, just depends. So better not to rush. Unless you're like in some place in Texas, right on the border, and you want to go to Mexico for a 3-day weekend. Okay, fine. But which I've done before, but most of the time, rushing is not the way to go about things here. Because the whole mentality of this place is might be right, take it easy, take your time, don't worry. Everything is laid back. It's not like, okay, let's hurry up, let's go from this place to the next place, and this place to this place, and this place to that place. Yeah, it all takes time. And you gotta drive listen, even driving to Koh Chang, to where you get the ferry to Koh Chang, that takes a bit of time. Driving to where you go to take the ferry to get to CASHAPP takes time. Then you got to come back. Then you got to wait around a little bit. Maybe you won't get it in like 5 minutes. Maybe it'll be an hour or 2 before you can get something else that goes. Maybe you're over there in CASHAPP. I don't remember if they have anything from CASHAPP directly to Koh Chang. They might. So that would save you a little bit if you don't have to go and come back. If I remember correctly, I think they do. They have a speedboat or something that goes to Koh Chang. So that would be good. And all those places are, I like Koh Kut, I like Samet, I like Koh Chang, I like all of them. But I like the islands down in the south the best. And to be completely honest, when I look at it as could I live in this place? And with the islands, I think it's just, I don't think it, for me, I mean, I just don't think I want to do it. Remember the old days, fly New York to Hong Kong Thursday evening, get there Friday evening, due to time difference, party hard at Hong Kong Friday and Saturday, fly back to same day due to time difference. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can still do that, but I wouldn't do that in Thailand. It's a bit different. It's a bit different. You know, you get to Hong Kong, and even Hong Kong is a lot more fast-paced than most places in Thailand. And I really like Hong Kong, but I'm never going back. You know, I've been back once since I covered the protests, and I've been there many times, yes. And when I went to Hong Kong on the, you know, we stopped in Hong Kong on the way back to Thailand from the US. We had to change our flight and all this. So we stopped in Hong Kong for like, I mean, it was like, as we were at the gate, they were waiting for us at the gate, and they walked us through everywhere. We had to hustle, man. As soon as we got into the plane, they shut the door. We were the last ones, and we made it out on time and everything, but that was something else. I mean, I like the Philippines. Not as much as Hong Kong. I liked Hong Kong a lot. I like the Philippines. I mean, I say not as much, but they're just different. And you know, for me, I like the Philippines, but I don't want to be in an area where it's poverty stricken. And, you know, you're walking around, you got to look around behind you. And I don't want to be in that kind of area. I mean, I went to Angeles City like 25 years ago. Probably the Philippines. I don't know. Or maybe it's China, which I've been to. You know, I've been to a couple of times. If it is, it is. You know, you just have to factor it in. Really, that's India. Oh, I should have thought of that. You won't go back there. I know a lot of people who love India, but I know a lot of people who do not like it. And you know what? I was going to go there. I had tickets to go there. And what happened was I had my hip surgery. And after the surgery, I told the doctor, I said, listen, in 2 weeks, I'm supposed to go to India. You think I'll be okay? And he was like, I wouldn't do it. Why? You're going to be walking around in India? He goes, no, that's not a good... And this guy was an American Indian. His parents were Indian and I think American. And he was telling me, don't go there. You know. So, you know, it's the way it goes. I don't think I'll be going to India. And you know, while I say I don't think there's a lot of places that I really want to go anymore, I still want to explore Africa. You know, many countries in that continent. And there's some places in Europe that I'd like to go, but I mean, I definitely want to go back to Portugal, and I definitely want to go back to Ecuador. I want to, you know, sometimes you got to go more than once to get the real feel for the place. I went to Ecuador and I was like, you know, just like in Thailand when the first time you come, you're like, wow, man, cool, this place is cool. And listen, we stayed in a place in Guayaquil in Ecuador. We had to spend the night to catch the bus in the morning. Yeah, I've heard that Bangladesh is pretty bad off, but you know, we went and it was nice. You know, we had a guy that was helping us, and he was a nice guy. But Jesus Christ, it was like I had two guys when I came back. They were like begging me to give them money and stuff, and I was like, you know, you're not even a woman. I'm not giving you any money, buddy. You know. No money for you, but I mean, if anything, it's going to my kids. It's gonna go to you for. And one guy cut my hair. I gave him a tip. I gave him everything, and he was like, please, can you give me some money? I need $200. I was like, and it wasn't like I made, a great connection. The guy was great. I mean, he was a nice guy, but it wasn't like I was thinking to myself, oh, wow, man, this guy, I could be friends with this guy. That's not what I was thinking. And the other place in Bangladesh was the guy working at the hotel. And he was like, oh, tomorrow's my day off. Can I show you around? And so my buddy and I, we go, yeah, all right, fine. We paid him. He got paid. He got a tip. He got everything he wanted. And then it was like, can I take you around tomorrow? And I'm like, well, we really don't need you tomorrow. Oh, but I can take you here. I can take you. I go, we don't want to go there. Then it was we got back, and both of us got hit up for money. Now, one place that I went where I thought the people were fantastic was Nepal. I don't, I mean, I liked the place a lot. And I didn't go, like I didn't go towards Everest or anything like that. I was just in Kathmandu. And I really liked the place. I really liked the people. They were not pushy at all with me, which was really good. It was really nice. It was a nice change. I'm walking to the street. Sir, would you like to come into my shop? No, thank you. Boom, that's it. Nepal was cool. Very nice place. I did go up in the mountains and everything. I took video, took photos. It was great. I went with Chucky there. He had a great time too. I don't worry about that, really. I'm not worried about the drug thing. I'm not letting anybody put anything in my bag on me. The chance of them pulling a scam on me and getting me to bring something through is pretty slim. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I went to Annapurna. We went up to the near the mountain. Well, we could see the mountain off in the distance as we were up way high, and it was great, man. And we went into a little tea house. I mean, it was cold. We were like freezing our asses off. And then we went into this little tea house that was kind of built into the ground, and they had wood that kind of like stabilized everything. We go in, the place is like dark. Well, that's not my problem, really. I mean, I understand, and it sucks, but for me, it's not a reason not to go. I would go back to Nepal. I like to go to Bhutan, but I don't know about it right now. Not sure about paying the money to get in there. Yeah, I mean, there's some places that I like to go, but yeah, well, I mean, listen, there's all kinds of sad stories everywhere. There's sad stories here in Thailand. I mean, really, you want a sad story? I'll tell you one right now. The girl in Klong Tui, she's always very polite to me, always wise me, very nice. She used to do yaba. I mean, this is probably 10 years ago. And then she got off of it. But when she was on the yaba, she used to do all kinds of stuff. She used to take a dump and play with it. She used to smear it on the walls. And she didn't know what the hell she was doing. Now she's off of it, and she lives in a little tiny place with her brother, outside of his little area, next to a toilet. It's just a tiny little place where she can sit, where she can lie down. But she's very, very nice. But I think the yaba screwed her up so much that her mind is gone now. She's just gone. There's no coming back from it. She's just, she's too gone. She's on medicine. She's just messed up. And that's the thing sometimes, and I've done plenty of drugs in my life when I was younger. You do enough, or you do the right thing. Maybe you think, oh wow, oh man, I got some really good LSD here. And the next thing you know, maybe you do it a couple of times, you're screwed up for some reason. Maybe there was something in it. You don't know, And the yaba here is, man, I wouldn't ever touch that with a 10-foot pole. There's no reason to get involved in that kind of stuff. Really, you want to smoke pot? Okay, fine. Smoke it where it's legal, whatever. Do your thing. Have your fun. But you want to do something that's illegal? Not only because it's illegal. In fact, the illegality of something does not necessitate not doing it. To me, what it is the long-term ramifications of what will happen if you're sniffing coke every day and you got a $500 a day habit or $1,000 a day habit. Well, obviously you're not going to be able to keep it up. So maybe, you need to figure something out, and you need to get off of it. I mean, in heroin, forget about it. I don't understand it. I mean, I think a little bit differently than when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like, yeah, woo, yeah. That's what I mean about Nepal. Nepal is fantastic. My mother said she liked India. She didn't like Nepal. And I was like, how can you? I don't understand that. But she was on a tour. They took her everywhere. So they're probably, probably kissing her ass, giving her whatever she needs and making sure, are you taken care of? And they didn't let the scammers get that close. Little girl sitting over here through the window staring at me. I mean, I think to each his own, but I don't, it's not some place that I'm dying to go to. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if it's it's a beautiful beach and we're going to hang out there and you can live there for $30 a month or something, I don't care. Now, maybe because I'm older, I think it's better to pay a little bit more. Listen, my buddy lived in Sri Lanka for quite some time. He loved it there. He said that things are a little bit screwed up there now, but he loved it when he lived there. He goes, listen, we didn't pay all that much every month, and we had a servant, we had a maid. He said they had everything. He loved the place. And I'd like to go there, but it's not on the top of my list. And the only reason that I really, the reason that I wanted to go to India at one point, the reason that I wanted to go to Bangladesh at one point, is because they have the Sundarbans. The Sundarbans is a marsh area. It is full of the biggest population of tigers in the world. And I thought maybe I'll go there and I'll go out to where the honey farmers are. And I'll go, where you got to put a mask on, so you have a mask behind you, so the tiger thinks that when he's behind you, you're looking at him. And I'll go there, and I'll go see the tigers. But I just haven't made it there. And I went to Bangladesh, and it was like, I wanted to go to Cox's Bazar, and it's like, well, it's kind of far from here, and we didn't have the time, so I was like, all right, you do what you can do, and I didn't set it up to go there and do those things. Now, if I really wanted to, once I start getting back into my photography, which probably will be next month or so, depends. I got a couple things I got to finish up. I'll start getting it back into my photography. I'll just do it kind of for fun. Then maybe I'll go to Cox's Bazar. I'd like to go there. The chance of going in the Sundarbans and really getting some good pictures of tigers is pretty difficult. 2 cards after going to India. What do you mean 2 cards? Yeah, Maldives is a little bit expensive. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Why would you spend a bundle of money to go there? I mean, I understand. I'd like to go to Tahiti. I'd like to go to Fiji. I'd like to go to a lot of people. Do people follow you and harass you in Dhaka? No. What they do is they say, selfie, 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 selfie. I was a star there. Chucky was a star there. We went out into certain places. We went to the pink building. I don't remember what the name of the building was. We went to that place, this pink building. And I mean, everywhere we went, people were going, selfie, selfie. And it was like, you had to just stop and give them a selfie. And then the next guy would come, selfie, selfie. And the girl would come up, and a guy would come up, then a girl would come up, then two guys would come up, selfie, selfie. And it was like, I probably gave 500 selfies in Dhaka. I probably did like 500 to 1,000 selfies in Dhaka. It was really like that. I mean, we were down going onto the boat, and people would come to us and go, oh, those cards, oh, I got you. And people would come up to us, selfie, give me selfie. Wow, you had to cancel them, huh? Well, I'm getting another card. I thought I could cancel it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to now, just to be safe. And the bad thing is this particular card, it's a Delta Sky Miles card, $95 a year, which I'm like, you're going to charge me for having a card. I love it. It's like, come on. I hate paying banks for damn near anything. You get to hold my money, and I got to pay you for taking care of it. What are you doing that's taking care of it? Other than, you've got some security system set up, which I understand, okay. But nowadays, it's like, it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, I see it and I don't. It's like, fortunately, with my bank, if I make a withdrawal in Thailand, they don't charge an international fee. And then the fee that Thailand charges, like if it's 220 baht, they refund that 220 baht. They take it out, then the next day they put it back in. So it's pretty good. You can see this place is busy, man. So, I don't like, if I had to pay a bank fee with my bank in the US and a bank fee with the bank in Thailand, it'd be $15 every time I took money out. So if you took out money once a month, let's say you want to take out 50,000 baht. Hey, Jack in Greece, if you wanted to take out 50,000 baht from your bank in the US and they charged you for all fees, and they didn't refund anything in Thailand or anything like that, you can only take out 30,000 baht at a time. So you're going to take out 30,000 baht, $15. You're going to take out another 20,000, $15. So now you paid 30 bucks to take out, and plus you got a crappy exchange rate. If you're in tourist areas in Bangkok like Soy 11 and talk to locals in Thai or tell them you've been here 30 years, do they respect you more? I think so, yes. Yeah. Once I start speaking, I don't have to tell them, I don't have to say anything about, you need to give me respect, or I don't have to do anything like that. They just kind of know. They know, if I start speaking to them in Thai, then they go, oh, how long have you been here? 30 ปีแล้ว 30 years already. Oh, you are Thai people now. That's usually what they say. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm about as Thai as I can get, but, that's about it. I mean, yeah, they respect you a bit more, but if I was to get into a taxi and they wanted to charge me, they don't care. They would be like, okay, 500 baht, and I'd be like, no, turn on the meter. No, okay, bye, and I just leave. Which, that happens once in a while. But I don't hang out in Sukhumvit really that much anymore. I don't go there. There's not a lot I need from there, not a lot I need to do. I go and see Jono, I go and see 2/4 Korean, Mr. Billy. I go and see them sometimes. And other than that, I don't really have any reasons anymore to go down there. Sometimes my wife works down in the city, and sometimes she's got things to do, and then maybe I got to meet up with her or something. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But now, usually, when I'm traveling to places, it's because I want to go somewhere. I want to go down to the Chao Phraya and check this coffee shop out on the river. I want to go check this one restaurant out. down by the river or down by wherever, or go to Nonthaburi and check out this particular area. But now I've been to all these places. You know, I mean, after a while, it's like, all right, so which place do I really like? And, you know, like I think to myself, convenience, cost, comfort, and the quality of the good. 4 things. And usually I can get everything right at the mall. You know, it's very easy. God, lots of people there, man. Little kids. So, you know, I mean, listen, I still love that Pacamara. I think their coffee is excellent. It beats the hell out of Starbucks. Beats the hell out of Cafe Amazon. It's a good coffee shop. You know, I mean, it's not the cheapest place, for sure. But it's 5 minutes from my house. So, you know, and there's a coffee shop right down the street from my house. Right at the end of the village, there's this coffee shop. And I never go there. I've been there one time, and that was a long time ago. And I just went, Feels like being in Thailand in April, super hot. It's always hot in Thailand. Always hot in Thailand, man. I thought a couple of weeks ago, oh, it's starting to cool off a little bit. It's starting to get hot again. 80% humidity, 82% humidity, you know. Yeah, I'd like to go to Greece. In fact, we were gonna go, and then we backed out. I don't know why. So maybe we'll go on the way over to the US this time. I don't know. You know, I'll have to check it out. We could go there, you know, we could go there pretty easily. It would be nice. I mean, you know, I think it would be nice. You know, I think going to Italy would be a good thing. I think Dowlow went to Italy, which is great. I'd like to go to Italy. I haven't been to Italy. My sister's been to Italy. She lived there for 4 months. She studied there. She studied architecture there, you know, and she's had nothing but good things to say, you know. And Greece, yeah, of course, the history. I love their food. You know, there's good reason to go there. I wouldn't mind going to Greece, going to Malta, and some of the islands by Portugal. He's still over there. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I'd like to go to some of these islands. You know, just the whole Mediterranean thing is a cool thing. And the reason is because what I want to do, I'm going to plant the seed in my wife's mind. Oh, I really like that. But she loved Portugal. She liked it more than Ecuador. Which I think, you know, great. Okay. I liked Ecuador, but I can see the limitations. If you don't have a business, you don't have, you know, some things that you really want to do in some smaller village, you're going to be bored. Or you're going to have to go every day or every couple of days to, say, Porto Lopez or some of these other places. Whereas in Albania, Greece, Malta, some of these places, I think you could have a pretty darn good life there. Now, I'm just guessing. But I saw what life in Portugal was like and what it was like. You know, I mean, it's like you go out and you go into the city a little bit, and then the next thing you know, you see this restaurant where they're barbecuing, everybody's sitting out. They don't know each other. They're just sitting there. You're drinking sangria together. You're eating together. Oh, yeah. Oh. We had a fantastic time in Portugal. That was great. And then we were in Ecuador. It was like $10 for shrimp. We had the shrimp, had a big meal. We had little $4 boxes of wine, and it was good. And we were like, wow. I mean, you know, we bought like, I forget what it was, $140 worth of groceries or something. It would have cost $250 here in Thailand. Been to Greece many years ago, never been to the islands. So they're on my list for next year. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That, you know, I mean, listen, the Greek islands, you gotta go there at least once in your life. That's how I look at it. You gotta go, you know. My wife has been to Spain. I have not been to Spain. She liked it, but she didn't like the food all that much. And she was like, you know, I was looking for Thai food. I found a place and it wasn't even good. It was really bad. She was like, which, you know, that's Thai people. That's how they think, you know. How come you don't have good Thai food like in Thailand? But she would like to go, and I was thinking about this, but I got to do it pretty soon, or I'm going to be too old. Is to go do the Camino, what is it? Camino de Real or Camino de Santiago or whatever it is. You know, I've wanted to do that for a while, and there's a guy here. He comes on the channel once in a while that I see around in Bangkok, and he said he's been there many times and he loves it. But, you know, I mean, I'm not going to go just because of him, but I would go because my wife wants to go there. Which are countries you haven't been to in Asia? Japan, South Korea, China. I've been to all those. Every one of those I've been to. Some of them many times. Japan I've been to like 5 times. South Korea 2 times. Taiwan once. Myanmar. Myanmar, I've been to probably 10 times. Laos, well, Laos I used to go to and do border runs all the time, like 5 times. Vietnam, 3 times. Malaysia, I don't even know how many, but probably 3 to 5. Singapore, probably 5. Indonesia, probably 10. Yeah, China, I've been to China twice. And I don't want to go back. I highly recommend seeing the Meteora in Greece too. Spectacular views. Ah, okay. Sounds good. I was thinking Athens, bus to Lefkada, boat to Kefalonia, then fly there to Naples for $50. For $50, wow. Sounds pretty good. That's the thing, you know, you go to Greece, you really need to take some time to be able to see it. We went to Portugal and it was like we had 8 days split up twice. So 4 days and 4 days. And we were basically just in Lisbon. And I'm like, listen, I would like to see the south. I'd like to see the north. I'd like to go to Madeira. I'd like to see some of the islands. And we didn't really get a chance. So, you know, it's about time, and you know, I mean, we went to Ireland for 1 day. We got there in the morning, we had to leave at night. And we were there all day, and my wife did. Because, I mean, we found chocolate, strawberries, all kinds of food. They were cheaper than in Thailand. Yeah, well, listen, an Airbnb for all of us would be okay. Like 4 of us, that's fine. We did that in Portugal. We did an Airbnb in Portugal. It was cool. It was a tiny little, you wouldn't even know that it was there. And then you go up the stairs, which were kind of steep. On the 2nd floor, boom, you go in and there's this really nice apartment. It was nice. Nice place, man. But on the 2nd trip we didn't stay in the Airbnb. We went to this place and it was like a dormitory. But because there was 4 of us, we were the only ones who stayed in the room. That was all right, but you know, could have been better. But I like Portugal, and from what I understand, some of the places farther north, farther south, the islands are much, much nicer, much, much cheaper. Portugal was not cheap. But Ireland, like I said, was great. I love the Guinness there, having Guinness, that was nice. And then we went to Amsterdam. which when I used to go to Amsterdam about 40 years ago, I went 40 years ago, and then I went for 10 years. The place was fantastic. When they had the Dutch Gilder, oh my God. Great, it was fantastic. And I went all over, but I stayed down in the south. And, you know, when we went this time, it was like, my God, man, we go in to get a meal. It was like $100 for 4 people. You're not going to find a meal, you know, I mean, like, you know, we wanted to sit down in a restaurant, and the restaurant wasn't even that great. It was just a little Mexican restaurant. And it was $100. You know, and I mean, I bought like a sweatshirt, and we did get some, like, I told my wife, I said, listen, when we see this little place, let me stop in there. So we found this place. It was a place where you go in and you buy your pommes frites, your fried potatoes. You go in there and you put the money in and you just pull the French fries out. And, you know, it was like nobody really manning the thing. So that's what we did. And, you know, we had our little French fries with mayonnaise. Then they went to this place that all they served was French fries, and the kids had French fries with mayonnaise, and they loved them. You know, but listen, Amsterdam ain't the same. Places change. I like the South. I don't know how much that's changed, and I haven't gone there in a long time. But, you know, nowadays it's not going to happen. I'm not single anymore. I got kids. And I'm not going to just go, well, I want to go live in Amsterdam. I'll go live there alone. That's not going to happen. Oh, I know. I mean, you know, when they had the Gilder, it was like, Jesus Christ, you get a beer and it's like a 1 Gilder. Dirt cheap. You buy a whole plate, you pay $20 and everybody in the bar could drink. You know, now it's going to cost you, you know, it's going to cost you at least, you know, $100. So, you know. I wonder what the rent is for this place here. I always wonder about the rents. How much is the rent going to be in this place? Because, man, they are doing some business. They close at 6 o'clock and open at 8 o'clock. So, you know, they're not open as long as some Cafe Amazons. But they're doing some business. Believe you me. Anyway, so interesting, you know, there's all kinds of places that people want to go. I'm no different. To me, it has to be interesting enough, exciting enough to make me go, I really want to go there. I'd like to go there, yeah. And there's not as many places as there used to be. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. That's what you want. That's how you see the world. You don't see the world by just coming to Thailand all your life and you go, oh, Thailand's so great. Yeah, but you've only been to 2 other countries in your life. You know, you don't want to do that. I mean, really, I've been to a lot of places, man. I think I've been to like 50, maybe 55 countries, something like that. Hey, thank you, Narve. Thank you very much. All right. Welcome. And Choke D. I mean, you know, I've been to Guyana. When I was told I had to go to Guyana, I was like, yeah, I'll go. It was my boss in boxing. He goes, you know, I think you're going to have to go to Guyana because we might want to sign this guy. I go, okay. I was like, cool. All right, let me set everything up. 2 days, you're going to leave. I said, cool. And I took a 45-hour flight. It was 45 hours, and I had to stop in like 3 places. And let me tell you, that place was great. They gave me a guy that took care of me, drove me around. And, you know, it was like everybody wanted to talk to me. They want to know everything, which, you know, of course, I was like, I got to go to a boxing gym, a couple of boxing gyms there. And, you know, most of them, Um, that was like you're fighting your way out. And Guyana has some good boxers. They had some good boxers. Now I don't know about now, but they had some really good boxers a while ago. And I was glad I was there. And I met the guy who beat. If you guys are boxing fans, if you remember Michael Carbajal. Michael Carbajal was a medalist in the Olympics. I think he won the gold, but I'm not sure. Maybe he won the silver. Um, and no, I haven't been to Africa, so that's the place that I really want to go. Um, but anyway, I met this guy Mauricio Pastrana. He's a boxer who beat Michael Carbajal in the pro ranks and took his title from him, which was, I knew him, I knew who he was. And then I go to Guyana, boom, he's there with this Cuban guy, Nelson, who's great dude, really cool dude. I just love the guy. He's a funny guy. He's cool. We had a good time. They turned the place into a place that I had a lot of fun. Because the Guyanese, they were Guyanese, it was like I'd go out for breakfast and it was like everybody, I went into one restaurant, I walked into this place, I go, hope this place is good. Walk into the place and everybody's like, I'm the only white person in the whole place. And they didn't give me a hard time about my color or anything like that. Everybody they were really pretty good to me. We went out one night and it's like, all right, so we're gonna go down to the wall. I'm like, the wall? Okay. We just drive up to this area, there's a big parking lot. We start walking away from the parking lot, all of a sudden you see this huge wall. And down below is the beach. You just sit on the wall. And there's probably 100 people, 200 people sitting on the wall, shooting the shit. And I'm the only white guy in the whole country. Thank you. Thank you very much, Shaden. Thanks a lot again. How am I gonna do this? Here we go. Give him a thumbs up and a like. So, we're sitting on the wall. I'm thinking, God, man, I'm the only white guy here. These guys could, if they wanted to kill me, that would be it. I'm done. But they were all cool. Had a great time. Even the girl at the hotel, there was a girl at the hotel, Moeva. I still remember her name. I still remember her. She was a cracking chick. She was all right, man. And she was very, very cool with me. She told me all about Guyana. That was such a good trip. But then, when I come back, okay, great. We had the guy come over, this guy that we signed and everything. He came over from Guyana. That was okay. He was a little bit of a problem. But, then I went to Nicaragua. See you later, Andy. I went to Nicaragua, went to Panama, went to Trinidad and Tobago. Where was the other place that I went? Colombia. I went to Medellin. I went to Medellin for 7 days or so, something like that. That was fantastic. Great fried chicken, great coffee. Even the heavy-set chicks tend to do themselves up, and they look pretty good. I was surprised. They're not just wearing muumuus. So, they knew how to accentuate all their positives and all that. It was interesting. Nice place. So, yeah, now I think about it, and I got some good memories from all these places. Nice apartment, probably better if you can. Well, Andy's married. I don't think he's going to try to pull a local chick. He's married, and I think he's been married for many years. I don't think he's going to try to do that, honestly. To me, it's all about the value. What provides a better value? I'm not going to Egypt, man. I don't want to go to Egypt. I got no desire. First of all, I have a buddy who went there. He was harassed, and this guy's been around the world, far more places than me. And he said he was harassed to no end by the men there. They were giving him a hard time. They wanted, well, let me do this. Let me be your guide. Okay, I can wipe that away. But then he was like, okay, he did go to the pyramids, and he did go into one place, like they gave him a special tour because he was there with the government. They gave him a special tour, and he was like, wow, that place was fantastic. Other than that, I don't see why we want to go. I'm just not into, I know that's not one of my favorite places. Nor is like Saudi Arabia, Dubai. I'm sorry. They're just not my favorite places. I can think of other places I'd rather spend my time that I haven't gone to. That's as simple as that. It's just a preference thing of, it's my preference. I don't really want to go to Egypt. I'd rather go to Mozambique. There's a lot of places I'd rather go. So, Anyway, plenty of places to go in the world. And you know what? Really, if you really want to see them, there's not enough time. You don't have enough time. And most people don't have enough money. That's why it takes an entire lifetime to go to most of the countries. And I know there are people who have gone to many, many countries and they've done it in like a year. And they probably know some of the places quite well. But that's not the majority of people. I don't think the majority of people are doing that, so whatever, that's the whole thing is travel is something you can do all your life. And now I'm starting to see, maybe there's some limitations. I might not do some of the physical things that I used to be able to do. And, I just don't want to chance it. I'm not going to go skydiving. I don't care. I know there's older people doing it. I just don't want to do it. I don't care. I'm not going to go bungee jumping. I've already done it. Why do I have to do it again? Now, if anybody knows anything, and if Mr. Billy is listening, Kakabaratsi in Myanmar. I don't want to go to the mountain. All I want is to go to that one little bridge. It's made of bamboo, and it flops back and forth. I'd really like to go there and go across that bridge. I don't know why. I think it would be fun. There's a couple of bridges that I've seen around the world that I would like to go to and like to check out. So, those are always on my list. I don't know why. And the thing is I don't like heights. I hate heights. I fell from a height that, almost killed me. But I still find it interesting, to go up on a bridge that's rickety and you're like holding on, and you don't have some Cambodian woman running up behind you grabbing your ass thinking it's funny. And I was like, was that a monkey? No, it was an old lady with no teeth. She thought it was funny to grab my ass. Anyway, all right, listen, time to cut it short. I gotta go see what the wife is up to. To the Mon Bridge. What Mon Bridge? What are you talking? You talking about Songkhlaburi? I've been to that one. Been there many times. Well, many. I say many. Probably 4 or 5 times. It's the biggest wooden bridge. I think it's the biggest wooden bridge in Asia. Maybe it's just Thailand. I don't know. But yeah, I've been there. Many times. Gone over it. you know, gone on to the other side, come back, gone over to the other side, come back. I've done that many times. So that bridge is nice, but it's nothing scary. No, are you kidding me? No, it's pretty. It's like going over. Hey, thank you very much, Aiden. Thanks a lot. Ciao. Have a good one. No, it's not rickety. I mean, really, it's not rickety at all. You know, there's a few bridges I've went over. I mean, some of them I don't even know the names of them, or maybe they didn't have a name, and they were rickety. But that bridge in particular didn't scare me. You know, it's pretty firm. I mean, you know. Although I think maybe 10 or 11 years ago, maybe, I don't remember. Oh, okay. It did collapse. So, anyway, I gotta go. Time to go. I just saw the wife. She popped up and time to go. Okay. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.